Hey, everybody. Oh, I'm just goofing around. How many we got on here right now? This ain't going to be a real long one here. I just got a couple of things I want to ask everybody. Yeah. Am I clear? Oh, I've had all kinds of trouble today. I look like I'm clear. Yeah, I think I am. I don't have my YouTube on my other TV. I usually watch YouTube up here, make sure that we're clear and all this and that. But I don't have it. Matter of fact, hold on. I had it on watching somebody. Yeah, I watch YouTube. I watch YouTube a lot. Here's the thing. Wait a minute. We got any comments on here? I don't have my comment section up here. Where's comments? There they are. Kristen, how are you? Kristen, are you no, Jesse. Well, yes, but okay. Are you the newest member of my Patreon page? I think you are. I think I recognize that name. I have a good reason for asking. You know, what's the beer of the day? Well, let me show you. Funny thing you should ask. Yingling Lager. That's probably my favorite here. You are. I just did a Patreon live, just like this. And I was on for 15 minutes, I think. I want to try it out to talk to Patreon members only, people that actually support the channel. And that way it gives you a chance to talk directly to me and nobody else will see it. And ask, talk, suggest anything you want. 15 minutes I was on there and not one person showed up. Now, here's the thing. I'm trying to get through to Patreon people. It took me a while to figure out how to do this, for one. But now that I know how to get on Patreon, it's a membership that I got to pay. And I don't mind that at all for my Patreon people. I don't. It gives us a chance to chat. And you can tell me what's going on and how it's going and all that kind of thing and what you'd like for me to do or see. You know, it's a way for you to tell me what it is you're looking for. And so anyway, that's what I did and nobody showed up. So I just wanted to pass the word, and that's what this is all about, really. Just let people on Patreon, my Patreon page, know that I'm trying to set up a live chat. I know how to set it up now, but I don't want to continue paying a monthly fee if nobody's going to show up. So I need to know what day is a good day for everybody. I know everybody's got a different day. What time would be a good time? A morning chat, an afternoon chat, evening. Weekends are generally out. Everybody's out doing their thing on the weekend. So anyway, if you go to your Patreon now, I do think that 15-minute live chat of me talking to myself is up. And you can see it. At least see what it looks like. It's a lot like this. You can leave a chat. You can send a message, all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, it's a monthly fee for me to do that there. Here, well, I shouldn't say that because here where we're at, I'm on my streamware that I use for my Wednesday night live show. And so this is a monthly fee also. And so anyway, like I said, I don't mind doing it, but I just want people to know that I'm doing it. And if you're not being notified, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on Patreon, how to get notified. I don't know if it's in your settings and you got to go in there and set it up so you do get notified. I mean, I did everything I know to do to get the live stream going. If you're not being notified, I guess you have to go set it up. I don't know. So pass the word around to other Patreon people if you know them that we're doing a live Patreon once in a while. I'd like to do it on the same day at the same time so everybody will know, but I don't know what day to do that. And let's not do it on a Wednesday because that'll interfere with a Wednesday night live sooner or later, you know, unless you want to make it like the first Wednesday of the month or something like that. So I see Jessie was on here. That's my granddaughter. She calls this SSTV because of this. I bet Jessie don't even really know what that stands for. And no, it doesn't stand for Skip Smith TV. Where are we at? I got some questions on here. Hot Job says, hi, how you doing, buddy? Kristen, I just left you that big, long, random rabble-dabble. Becky, How you doing? Did you get everything? Did you win something this last Wednesday Night Live, or did your husband win something? One of you won something anyway. I think I got an email from one of you saying you received it, whatever it was. What's the beer today? I already told you. Linda Hurst, we are delighted to see you. I am delighted to see your message. Rock Gunninger, hello from Milwaukee. Hello from you. Milwaukee's one of them towns years ago as a truck driver. I used to go in there a lot. I used to take beer bottles back when beer came in bottles and not cans. And if I remember right, it was, I want to say Old Milwaukee and Pabst, PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. I used to take the bottles up there out of Brockway glass. And that was a steady run for us. Milwaukee, beer bottles, dropped down to Chicago, picked up some kind of backhaul stuff, whatever it may be, go to Kmart, back when Kmart was in business, and come back to the Indianapolis area and drop it off and then go grab another trailer of beer bottles, go back to Milwaukee. That's what we did day in and day out. If it was only a way I could figure out how to get to Milwaukee without going through Chicago. That's the bummer. Howdy, Skip from Code Guy. How are you, Code Guy? Linda Boyle, watching on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And like I say, if you're a Patreon member, let me know in the chat here, right here, because I don't know who's Patreon and who's not Patreon. And on this streamware here, it just shows your message. It doesn't really show me whether you're sending me this message on Patreon or Facebook. I'm broadcasting this on 3 channels: my Facebook page, my RV channel, and of course my Villages channel, which is my largest channel, the Villages channel. And I know I'm putting out a lot of different videos that's constantly talking about subscribership. I hate to really bug people with that all the time. I really do, because I know you're sitting out there watching and going, oh, there he goes again, talking about me. But it's so important to subscribe, and people aren't being notified. They're not subscribed or something, and so, or what's Sue up to today? This is Wednesday. You guys know what her and Deb does on Wednesday. They go out to do whatever it is they do, and she'll bring me home video tonight. She uses her cell phone all the time. I try to get her to use one of these 4K cameras for better quality, but she just don't really like using them. So she uses her cell phone all the time. Now, all her videos is on a cell phone. And the reason why I say that, somebody sent me an email here a while back when we were doing Wednesday Night Live. They were asking me and Melody, or is that Melody and I? Anyway, they were asking what they would need to start doing videos for a YouTube channel they wanted to start. And I had made a statement saying, with some of these cell phones nowadays, they got great cameras in them. Your only problem with a cell phone is audio and stability. And by that, I mean, when you're walking with a cell phone, and I've been guilty of this, because unless you buy a gimbal to put your cell phone on, you're going to get that bounciness when you walk. Audio, you really need to get a good, and they got a lot of them. Rode, RODE, is one of the better ones for a reasonable price. A microphone to plug in your cell phone that has a dead cat, and all the Rode microphones come with a dead cat. That's that fuzzy thing that goes over the microphone. What that does is it cuts out like 90% of all the wind noise. You're going to be outside, it's going to be windy, and you're not going to hear very much of it. If you don't have that, then, and I'm sure you've watched YouTube channels where you couldn't even hardly hear the person talking. There was so much wind noise. So you really need to get that. John Keller, how are you? Let me get back up here. I went too far. I've been rambling again. This is a surprise chat. I know. I do these once in a while. I might do more of them because I'm trying to do some other things, and I got to get a hold of people to find out what's going on. I'm trying to do a live chat on Patreon a while ago, and 15 minutes into it, nobody showed up. And so I'm trying to find out if they got notified. If not, then they have to go to their settings and get it set up to get notified, because I can't do that for them. Anyway, I'm trying to get it set up to figure out what day would be a good day for everybody, because I want to do it the same day every month or same day every week, however they want to do it. Once a month, once a week, whatever they want to do. These are my Patreon people. I got to take care of them. So if they want me to do it once a week, I'll do it once a week. Whether I'm here or on the road, I'll make sure I take the equipment with me and we'll do it once a week. Larry Boyle's watching on YouTube. Watching for the first time from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Lake Charles. Where is Lake? I think I've been there. Lake Charles. Do they have a Lake Charles? They have an Army Corps of Engineer campground there. If they do, then I've been to Lake Charles at that Army Corps, and I can't think of the name of it. The Army Corps of Engineer campground. Super nice campground. I really liked it. I'd go back there anytime. Hey, John Keller. Hey, how you doing? What's Sue up to today? Her and Deb's out. Actually, I think today, I think she was going to my favorite ice cream place and going to do a video in there. I think they're going to interview the owner or the new owner. I want to say Ollie's is the name of it. That hasn't changed. I don't think they're going to eat that. They might eat somewhere else and then stop at Ollie's for ice cream. It's really not ice cream. I don't know what part of the country this is common in, but it's frozen custard. And in Indiana, they had frozen custard. Me personally, I really can't tell much difference in it, but I guess frozen custard's supposed to be healthier than ice cream. Who knows? We both did. We loved it. Thank you. Oh, you both did. You and the old man both won. Well, good for you. Let me guess. You got a pink coffee cup. You know, the truth, when you think about it, I don't really have many men's items here to win. I really don't. I got one or two I keep over here that I keep specifically to see if a man's going to play. Men don't like to play the games. I don't know why. Men they just don't do it. It's all about the women. Women play them games. And they like the pink coffee cups. They like the wine glass that's inside the tumbler thing. That's probably the two most popular things. And then they also like women's clothing, T-shirts and stuff like that. And we got them over here. We're starting to get winter stuff too. I see Sue picks this stuff up for me. I see there's a looks like a sweatshirt, a Villages sweatshirt over here. And I have Villages maps. I have Villages Inside the Bubble book. Books I got to get rid of. I've even got last year's T-shirts that I haven't sold. I don't know. We got stuff. We'll find some more men stuff. I don't know what to give men. I'll tell you what's been on my mind. I've actually thought about start buying with the super chat money we get on the show. We didn't get very much last show, so I couldn't do it. But if we start getting enough super chats on the show, I was thinking about buying drones. You know what a drone is? I was thinking about buying drones especially for the men that play the games. Because men like to play with drones. Women do too, but not near as many, I don't think. I could be wrong. What else we got? Did you ever have an Iron City? Nope. I don't even know what an Iron City beer is. Hot Job says 905 beer. I have no idea what that is either. So if that's a Milwaukee thing, I don't know what it is. Old Milwaukee was brewed by Schlossky's. That sounds familiar. I hate driving through Chicago. I take the tollway. Oh, yeah, I-94. The problem with I-94 is because I don't live there, I don't have the pre-pass, the fast pass, whatever they call it there. So I always end up getting stuck in line, to go through all them toll booths. And so I just try to avoid that place as much as I possibly can so I don't have to do it. But, it's life. It is what it is, I suppose. Patreon member watching on YouTube. Okay. Remember what I said about the Patreon thing. Send me an email. Let me know what you want to do on the live stream on Patreon, Christine. Would you like to do it one day a week, one day a month, morning, noon, night? Don't make it too early in the morning. I'm not an early riser. I very seldom ever get out of bed before 9 o'clock. I'm retired. I don't have to get up early. My daughter was over last night and I am going through email. I get notices from Villages Real Estate, and she states that down there is the capital of. Nah, that's not true. That's an old wives' tale from 20 years ago that just never goes away. But trust me, Larry, when I tell you, that's already been debunked many, many, many times. It's just not true. She's listening to rumors, and I don't even know where to get all this stuff. It's none of it's true. Never has been true. Yeah. It all really started from a doctor. I don't know the exact story. You can Google the story. A doctor was here. He got fired or something. I can't remember what the whole real story was. He went to Miami and he wrote this article or this short story in a paper or something. And it was basically a joke. He said it started out as a little story about a retirement community, and everybody was having sex 24 hours a day, an STD problem. It was just started out as a little book, a little story he was going to try to write. And then they got a hold of that, or somebody got a hold of that, and the rumors went wild, and they have never stopped since. But none of it is true. None of it. Schlitz. I have had Schlitz in my day. I can't remember too much about it, but I have had it. My dad drank Blatz, which I think was brewed up there somewhere. Blatz. I remember as a kid tasting Blatz, and man, it was disgusting. Of course, maybe I was a kid and I just wasn't used to it. I got notification for this and RV channel. John Keller, are you a Patreon member? I'm trying to find out if my Patreon members got notified on Patreon, because my YouTube people would not get notified about a live Patreon because it's for Patreon members only. And it was my very first one. So I was just trying to find out who got notified, who didn't. If they didn't, I want to help them get it straightened out. Growing up, Schlitz was the beer. Yep, I remember all that. My grandpa was, like I say, a PBR guy. Christine loves Sue and Deb's videos. The one coming out tomorrow is the second half of them doing the tour of the Lofts of Brownwood. You know, they had a guided tour from the manager there. And it has all that information on there too about how much, where at, what they get, what you don't get, so on and so forth. So it's the other half. While I'm on here also, the long golf cart ride. Why wasn't it up Monday? The long golf cart ride should have had a video up this Monday. I'm not going to put it up. I'm not putting any more of those up until somebody figures out why I'm not getting views on the long golf cart ride number 2. And so I changed the name of it, thinking long golf cart ride number 1. Then there was a long golf cart ride number 2. The thumbnail looked exactly alike. The only difference was the numbers 1 and 2. And so I'm figuring some people probably saw it and thought, well, I've seen that. And they just didn't even look at it. So I changed the name of it. It says long golf cart ride, I think Lake Sumter to Spanish Springs. And I haven't even hit 1,000 views yet. It is so disappointing of what's going on that video for some reason that I just decided I'm not going to post any more until that one gets at least 1,000 views, and then I'll start putting them up. So until that video hits 1,000 views, Mondays might be empty. I don't know. That's an awful lot of work, and then nobody watches it. So, you know, I'm not blaming anybody but me. I'm just saying I just should have a lot more views than what I got on that. A lot more. So where are we at here? Love Sue and Deb's videos. Like I said, they'll be up tomorrow. You see the other half of that Lofts of Brownwood. They did a pretty good job with it. Frozen custard is awesome. Don't tell. Oh, wrestlers on here. I figured you'd be at work, my friend. The white mug is okay for guys. Oh. I only had one of those. Sue got that. She got it up at the mercantile store. And so I forget who asked for it. Was it you, Code Guy? Did you ask for that? So whoever asked for it, I sent it out. And to be honest with you, I told her when she left, I said, don't buy any more of them. Because I figured nobody'd want that. It just looks, I thought it looked weird. What do I know? If people like it and start asking for them, then we'll buy more of them. I'm sure they got them. when guys win, we get the prizes for the wife anyway. That's true. You're right, Scott. When guys win on here, I get that email all the time saying, well, send me a pink coffee cup for my wife. So I was thinking if I got enough super chats on these shows, I'll just save them. And for guys once in a while, I'm going to start, I think, well, I don't know what to get really, but my mind's been on drones because I got a drone and they're fun and you can use them for a lot of things. And I was thinking about just getting them. Of course, it won't be no $1,000 drone, but it'll be a beginner drone probably. But I'll get one that's got a camera on it and stuff like that. And we'll give it away as a prize for guys. Maybe that's what I'll do on the Wednesday Night Live when I got a drone here. And we'll have a guy game. Women can't play. I'll have 2 games, one for women, one for guys. And the guys will get the drone. Sound cool? I don't know. We'll see. How about mini golf carts? I don't know what that is. Mini golf carts. I have no idea what that is. You're going to have to explain that to me, code guy. I've never heard of it. Culver's frozen custards. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a Culver's over here. And that's right. They do have frozen custard. You're exactly right, Shake and Bake. Forgot all about that place. Hub got the maps. Oh, okay. So when he comes down here, he won't get lost? Or if you get the map so he could kind of decide where he may want to buy. Because that's what they're really good for. It kind of give you an idea where everything's at and about maybe where you would want to buy a house. Narrow down your search. Iron City Beer brewed in Pittsburgh. I'll drop some off when I come down for my lifestyle visit. Cool. I will tell you one thing. I don't know anything about that beer. If it's that flavored stuff, I don't want you to waste your money. I've had people bring me orange beer, lime beer, citrus beer, grape beer, chocolate beer. I'm sorry. I'm not trying. I mean, I appreciate the thought. I seriously do, but it's disgusting. I don't want it. If it's beer, we're good. We're wanting to move to Florida, and we have really enjoyed your home tours. Your information is very helpful. I just do what I can do. I generally just like to walk around the house and point out upgrades. I mean, the layout of a house, where a bedroom is compared to a bathroom and all that kind of stuff. You see where that is. So I don't really I don't talk about them very much. They are what they are. But I like to point out some upgrades that you just don't necessarily see in every house. Some of the homes in Finney, the way they build them down there, they've changed things. The designers has changed compared to, say, my area. My area, they changed designer things compared to, say, I don't know, Lake Sumter area. And Lake Sumter area, they changed things compared to Spanish Springs. It changes as it goes further south. So, and like the deed restrictions. 6 months ago, my deed restrictions here might say one thing. 6 months later, somebody will send me an email saying, you said this on your video. I just bought a house here and I called the deed enforcement down there and they told me I could do that. Those things change. When I first moved here, you were not allowed to change your grass. This was considered to be, what grass do I have? Zoysia. This whole area, District 10, was Zoysia grass only. And when I bought the house, they explained that, that if you have to replace any of the grass, sod, for whatever reason, some dye or whatever, it has to be replaced with Zoysia. You can't replace it with anything else. I never thought anything about it. Okay. Well, then I seen a neighbor back here a couple of years ago. His whole yard was dead. Like you could tell somebody had sprayed it. And I know the guy. I mean, there was no any arguing going on or nothing like that. I know the guy. And I said, man, that's what are you doing? Replacing all your grass? He said, yeah. He said, I'm going to put St. Augustine in. I said, are we allowed to do that? I said, they told me it was always here only. He said, they changed the rule. He said, you can put a St. Augustine in, but you have to change it what they call sod for sod. And what that means is your whole yard. You got to kill everything out and you got to replace the whole yard. You can't replace just the front yard with, say, St. Augustine and have Zoysia everywhere else. So I called down there to ask because I just wanted to make sure, because I'd actually considered putting St. Augustine in. And she sent me a thing back and she said that, yes, I could replace it sod for sod. And I did not need ARC permission to do it. I could do it anytime I wanted to. That's one of them rules they changed. And it's hard to keep up with these rules because they do change them. Why they change them, I don't know. but they do change them. And so sometimes when I tell you what a rule says in my area, a year from now, it may not say that. And so that's why I always tell people when you're buying a home, check your district rules, find out what they are before you buy, and see if you can live with them. But as time goes on, those rules can be changed, upgraded, So there you go. That's my little rant. Let me see who we got out here. Iron City Beer, brewed in Pittsburgh. Oh, okay, I got that one. We were wanting to move forward. We have really done home tours. Oh, the home tours thing. Yeah, I just point out the upgrades like this undermount sinks now in almost all the bathrooms everywhere down in the Finney area. Here where I'm at, they're not. That's something that if you had a custom home built, you'd have to request that. The standalone homes, they're all above the counter sinks, which I'm not a fan of, but that's what they are. So those are little things that I point out, things like that. Stainless steel appliances, I point them out because where I'm at, that was something that it was an upgrade here. The standard standalone homes, like what I bought, the house was here, it was for sale, buy it or not buy it. That's what I'm talking about, those kind of homes. Most of them are not stainless steel. Some of them were, some of them were not. They were in the middle of that kind of change thing. Down there, I think almost all of them are stainless steel. Up here, it's all Whirlpool. Down there, what were they on the last home I walked through? I think it was, I want to say Samsung, I think, or LG. Anyway, I point that kind of stuff out, showing the difference. I have no idea what that means, but it's funny. Hot job, KT says, we need a flat skip. I don't know what that is. Says, if anyone knows what flat Stanley is, it would be just like that, but with Skip's face on it. Then we could take Skip on our adventures and send pictures in that he can show on WNL. I don't know what the flat skip is or anything, but the picture thing sounds cool. Matter of fact, I've been trying to do that on the WNL show. I didn't really say much about it on this show because nobody's been doing it, so I just kind of give up on it. But let me see if I can find it here. I have a special email set up for just those kinds of things, pictures and video for the show. And where's it at? You find it here. Sometimes I got to get rid of all this stuff on here. It's from the last Wednesday night live show, and I haven't gotten rid of all of it. Here it is, right here. See that address right there? Skip Smith video download at gmail.com. And it's been going on now for 6 or 7 months. And other than 1 or 2 videos that people had sent me that I showed, that's it. And my whole point about all that was that every month on my show, I was going, whoever sent video in, I was going to pick out what I consider to be the best video. And it could be the best as far as the information in it. It could be the best as far as funny. It could be the best about a lot of different things. And I was going to pick it out, show it on the WNL show, and then whoever sent that video in, we were going to have a video of the month prize. And nobody sent any in, so I just kind of quit talking about it. But if you got pictures you want to send in or whatever, send them right there, because I do check that before every WNL show. I check that. If you have video, I've always said, don't send me a file. It just takes way too long to download files and all this and that. Just send me a link to it. Download your video on your YouTube channel or wherever you got it, and then just send me the link. And then I can take that link and I can bring it up a whole lot easier than trying to download files. So that's what I, do that. Okay. Oh, the camper. Somebody asked about the camper. Sorry, whoever you was, you're way up there somewhere. Yeah, we took a trip. Here's how it went. Listen, I've had RVs a long time, my whole life. I don't know how many I've had. I haven't even tried to count them up. They are what they are. It's an earthquake on wheels. That's what they are. It's been sitting over there when we came back from Texas because of the coronavirus. We got back around April the 1st, and I parked it over there at storage lot. And basically, that's where it's been sitting ever since. So we decided, I told her, I said, we got to go somewhere. We just can't leave it sit there. But everything's pretty well still shut down. I mean, you can get in, don't get me wrong, but you just can't willy-nilly just park at any campground. Some of them are closed. Some of them are very restrictive. Some state parks here are still closed. Some of the beaches are still shut down. And so I just can't willy-nilly go anywhere I want to in the state of Florida, even though I could travel 500 and some odd miles from one end to the other. And there's a lot of things to see and do. It's just, you have to really know what you're doing. And I don't. So my granddaughters got this house. They're wanting to remodel and everything. And they started working on there. And I told her, I said, let's just take a trip and go to her house over there. It's about an hour away. And at least I can get it out. We can run it for a little bit. I needed to get the oil changed in it before October, because in October it's very possible I may take off for a month. And I want the oil changed and everything ready to go. Her husband is a mechanic. I called him up. I said, if I grab the oil and the filter and everything and come over there, do you have room to change the oil? He said, I've got several garages. Sure. He said, come on over. We'll get the oil changed. I said, okay. So we go over there and got parked, and I tried to run everything. Well, you can't run everything. I tried to run the air conditioner on their 110, and it doesn't work. You got to have a big gauge wire in the cords to run 110 air conditioner. And so it just didn't work. So she found a cord called a monster cord. It was a little bigger than the average cord. It did run the air conditioner, but during the heat of the day, when the air conditioner runs full time, basically, it never really shuts off. It would just start sounding funny when it run. And I knew it was because of the electricity, the capacitors and everything. So I just shut it off because I didn't want to cause damage, and I just fire up the generator. The generator runs everything. There's no problem with that. And I'd run that during the heat of the day. And then in the evening hours, when it cooled down, I'd plug it back into the 110, and it'd run fine all night long. It'd cycle. As long as it cycles, it runs perfect. And it seemed like around, I'll say 85 to 88 degrees in that area right there, that seems to be the dividing line. From that point down, it'd run fine. When it got to 85, let's say, I kept it at 75, no problem. 86, it started to run longer. 87, it started running full time. And then when it got to 90, it would hold it at 75, but run full time. 91, the camper would go up to 76. 92, the camper would go up to 77. I kept losing temperature. So, that's just what it is. And the heat index down there, the last day we was there, was 110. I mean, it was just miserable hot. So we started doing things to make the square footage actually in the camper smaller, like parking under a shade tree. That helps. I would close the back bedroom door so we weren't cooling the back bedroom during the day. So we make the square footage up front. We had a curtain, insulated curtain to separate the cab from the living area that I put up. That made it smaller and helped out. Of course, we put the reflectives on all the windows and everything inside. And that helped a lot, a whole lot. But I'm still convinced I need to upgrade it from a 13.5 AC to a 15,000 BTU. So anyway. We still enjoy it. I'm going to get out and do some running around. Those of you that subscribe to my RV channel, those videos is going to come up every Tuesday, once a week. I'm not bringing up a lot, but I'm bringing up once every Tuesday, 8 a.m. And it'll show you the debacle we had just trying to get out of here. Let me tell you about camping a little bit, just a little bit. It isn't the trip. That's the problem. It isn't the driving to get somewhere. That's the problem. It's the packing up and getting things ready just to go. It takes hours just to get going because you got to pack your stuff. Did I forget this? Let's go back. I forgot to get this. You got to fill up your gas, fill up your water. It's just all that. And then when we went over to get my camper, of course, you on the RV channel already know, the battery was dead. Yeah. Once you get going, it's okay. Okay. So you need a flat skip. Yep, you do that. You guys send me your videos. Send me your pictures that I might use on the WNL show. That's where I usually put most of them on there. Give us something to talk about, things to do, people to see. And yeah, I know how you love driving up the East Coast. I do not like driving up the East Coast. So the next time you come visit, I will take off work and take you around the local breweries, like the original Yuengling plant. Do they give away free beer? I drink Yuengling all the time. By the way, I moved the mic. You noticed out in the last show down here. It used to be up here, pointing down. And it just seemed like it was always in my way. So I moved it down here. And it just, I don't know. For me, it seems a little better. I'm looking at it. It just seems like it just seems a little better. Do you like it? No? Audio okay? Video okay? I never know. I got to ask because, I mean, I hear myself in here. I've got talkback on here and I hear myself. I sound fine. I mean, I know it sounds a little, how do you put it? A little bassier, kind of. That's because there's preamp over here. And that's just the way it's going to be. But the preamp's set in such a way that if there's noise out on the other side of the house, when I quit talking, it takes a second. You hear it kick in? You have to listen real hard. Yeah, that's what that's for. It kicks out all the noise in the background. Wineries. I do a lot of wineries too. Yeah. Matter of fact, our favorite harvest hosts are wineries. And when I travel, I am a Harvest Host member. And I've stayed at a lot of Harvest Host breweries and wineries. And between the two of them, I've been to some really nice breweries, got restaurants in them. I got nothing to say about them at all. But wineries, they just seem like they go over the top a lot. They'll have weekend bands. They have all kinds of stuff. And then we can go in and we can sit at a table. We can drink a bottle of wine if we want to, have a sandwich if we want to, listen to some music. And we get to park our camper there for free. I mean, how do you beat that? Mr. Cheez-Its. How's that grandbaby doing, buddy? Growing like a weed? By the way, everybody, Mr. Cheez-Its on here has been a member of mine for a long time. He had a new grandbaby. I believe it was a girl. And he's spoiling her rotten. And so I'm always asking how it's doing because I know how fast they grow. Just seemed like the other day my 5 granddaughters is running around the house screaming and carrying on. Now they're all married. We're hoping to come down for a couple of weeks next April. Well, good luck. Maybe by then the coronavirus will be gone, huh? And how about Skip Smith bobbleheads for million prizes? I don't know, man. You know, when you think about it, we play them games on WNL, and I was just going through some of the winners for that. We've been doing this show now. What is it? Is this show number 8 coming up? Number 9 coming up? I think it's number 9. So after this month will be 9 months we've been doing this show. And it just seems like, because I can't remember everybody, but it seems like most of the people that play the games are women. So I was just thinking about that the other day. I said, what do I do to get the men to play? You know, I could have a baseball game or a sports game, football game, sports game, but if it's 90% women coming to the show, then that's going to be a debacle because the men's not even there to play the show. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying, Bern? So anyway, we'll figure it out. Maybe they'll send me some emails and give me some ideas. Bobbleheads. I am a bobblehead. Can you expand on Village's gated community and security? What do you want to know? Village's gated. First of all, this, Code Guy, we're not a gated community. People say that all the time, but we are not a gated community, never have been. I worked for the Villages, and we used to have to take classes all the time for things. And I worked at the gate guard for, I don't know, 6 months or so. I had to quit because my dad got sick, and I had to go up and take care of him, and I couldn't be here. We are what they call a community with gates. We are not a gated community, and there's a big difference. All of our roads here are public, all of them. There's no such thing as a private road in the villages, not in the villages. So anybody has a right to come in and out of here because they are public roads. So we don't have what you say villages roads. We couldn't afford to pay for these roads out here and take care of them and all that. Just like our amenities, you know, the water, the electricity, we don't own them. So anybody can come in. You don't need a pass or anything like that. You always go to the gate closest, basically the visitor side. You don't have to, but the visitor side, the closest to the gate, that's the visitor side. And then poke that little red button. If you're at a gate where there is no guard, if there's a guard there, he'll hold a stop sign up. You got to stop, and then he'll wave you through. And that's all for a specific reason, and has nothing to do with it being a gated community because we're not one. And but if you go to an area where there is no guard, there's a red button by the speaker box right there. Just poke that red button, and the gate will open because up front. And I worked up there several times. There's a command center with, I don't even know how many TV screens in there, 40, 50 TV screens. Those are all, each one of them is for an unmanned gate. So when you poke that red button, that guy up there will get a notification. And generally what they say is, welcome to the villages. And he pokes this thing right there and he opens that gate for you. And half the time you can't understand what he says anyway, but that's what that's all about. As far as security, I feel pretty secure here. We do have a thing called Community Watch, and they're 24/7 in every village, in the villages. They're always running through. Matter of fact, today I've seen them come through my neighborhood 2 or 3 times already. They're always looking for out of place things. That was my next move. Is from the gate guard. I was going to move into that, to the Community Watch program. But I just never got a chance, and then I started doing this, and so now I don't even try. But they look for anything out of the way. Somebody walking through people's yards that doesn't look like they should be there, he might question them. He may not approach them, but if he sees anything that doesn't look right, they work with the Sumter County Police Department, and they will radio it in, and they will come out here and they will check things out. I mean, it's happened many, many times. Also, keep in mind that Community Watch, if they see a village resident, it doesn't make any difference who you are. Drunk in a golf cart, they will turn you in and you will get arrested. So, you know, they don't prioritize, because when you see cars going through the villages, in most cases, you don't know who they are. You don't know if they're residents. You don't know if they're non-residents. All you know is the person's drunk, and that's it. So he's going to call in on you. But as far as security goes for anything else, no, there's very seldom anything really happens here. It seems like sometimes when you read the village's news, and I keep in mind, I only do that once a week. So some of the communicative news that I have, that's happened all week long. It isn't like all that happened on Friday. That happened all week long. And this week, I didn't even do news. So next week, if I decide to do news, which you haven't seen news yet, that's Friday, but I did do news this Friday. But next week, I'll pick out a few, what I consider to be major ads or major things. That's from 2 weeks worth of stuff. And most generally around here, it's, people been drinking too much, you know, in their golf carts or whatever. Sometimes elderly people get to arguing and carrying on, and a neighbor will call in saying that they're fighting next door and, you know, they're concerned. That happens once in a while, not really that often. And some people get pulled over all the time, and it has nothing to do with the villages. Nothing. People get pulled over in the villages that have warrants for their arrest. They have a suspended driver's license. And these people, most of them don't live here. The only other minor problem is sometimes people move here with a 32-year-old adult child, and the adult child is a drug addict, or I don't know, just that drunk, carry on, and they cause problems until they get arrested several times. And then, it is what it is. Those can happen anywhere, I suppose, where you live. But I've always said, why would anybody want to live in a retirement community? I mean, why would a young person want to live around a bunch of old people? It just don't, my mind just says that just don't seem right. But anyway, but as far as being secure here, my wife goes out and goes walking at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's still dark. Her and half of the neighborhood here goes walking every morning. And she's been doing it since day one we moved in, and they've never had a problem. Security here is pretty good. The major things that happen around here, it's very, very small, very minute, and you just don't hear about it all that much. It may sound like it on my news, but keep in mind, like I said, what I report, that's what's happened. That's probably the worst of the worst that happened all week long. And so that's what it is. Linda Hurst, I have never heard of Army Corps of Engineers campground here. Okay. But I'm not a native. We just suffered a Cat 4 hurricane, and I'm ready to move. Well, I can understand that. I sat here during Hurricane Harvey. It hit Tampa in a Category 4. They do a thing here, and you may have heard it up there. They talk about the hurricane wobble. When I lived in Indiana, we never heard that term. But I kept watching it. It was going up the Gulf Coast, and it was hugging the coast over there. And we just bought this house here that year. And they kept talking about it wobbled. It looked like it's going to go out into the Gulf. And then they come back on later and say, well, it wobbled again, and now it's coming close to Tampa. And then it hit Tampa. And then I don't know what happened after that, but then they put a big thing out here in the villages that the eye of the storm was going to come directly over us. So everybody was scattering. I mean, I remember people was getting in their cars, and they were all taking off to the northern part of Florida and getting a hotel room or something. And we had a few neighbors that boarded things up, and I just thought they were, carrying it a little far, I thought, because I told the city, we've been down here many times. By the time that hurricane get here, it's going to lose half its force. Once it gets over land, it dies quick. I knew we'd get a lot of rain, but anyway, when it got here, there's a big discrepancy there. It was either a high 1 or it was a low 2. Either way, we had sustaining winds of between 60 and 90 miles an hour. That's when it hit here. A lot of rain. And so I stayed here. And I took my car and my GoPro, and I went around and I videoed all around here during, in the middle of, and at the end of the storm, showing the damage, the water damage, if there was any, and so on and so forth. And in my area here that year, we didn't suffer much of anything. I lost like 20 shingles, maybe, like that. And instead of messing around with insurance and all that, I just went and got a bundle of shingles and replaced them myself. It wasn't no big deal. And that was about it for me. I don't recall any water damage in this area at all. All the retention ponds and everything was pretty much flooded. The golf courses are designed to take flood water. So when the retention ponds are full, the water will go over the retention ponds and flood out into a golf course. So Bonifay over here was closed for the longest time because they lost all their sand in the sand traps. It was flooded for the longest time. And so that's how it works in design. This is designed to be this way. If you go to the Finney area, let me give you a little heads up when you go there and you look around. When you go through the gate over there, you'll see their recreation center and the, what's that called? The Finney Bar and Grill right there. Notice that, I'm talking about that area right there. Notice when you're right there, you're at the bottom of the hole. Everything else in front of you is built up a hill. And then in the bottom of this hole next to the Finney Rec Center is I'll call it a large creek or a small river that runs through there. That's your flood zone. So if there's a hurricane that dumps a lot of water over there, you have a lot of retention ponds. 2, when all them retention ponds flood and everything, that hole right there is where the water's going to go. It's going to fill that. Well, it won't fill it up, but it's going to go down there in the river and then out. So that's how it's designed. So we had no water damage here. And as a matter of fact, we never even lost electricity here. So these homes are all built, stucco, vinyl siding makes no difference. It has nothing to do with the contractor. People are always wondering about, is this contractor better than that contractor? All these homes are built by hurricane standards. And when they're building these homes, they're inspected by the state inspector during the process to make sure certain things are in place. I got a vinyl home. No window damage, no leaks anywhere. I stayed here for that reason. I wanted to check and make sure windows were tight, make sure there was no water that blew under the door. No water got in my garage. Like I said, I lost about 20 shingles, and they didn't come off really. The wind blew them back, and they folded back. And when they folded back, it creases the shingle. When it does that, they're no good. So I went up there and I tore them off and just replaced all that whole area up there. So I was kind of impressed about how well things went. That's just me. A flat skip would be great. Awesome for dartboard target practice. Oh, Scott. I don't even know what a flat skip is. Somebody tell me what this is. Is it just a picture of me? I don't know. Where did I see that? I seen something said I'm a patron. Where's that at? The thing jumps on me. Oh my gosh. There it is. I'm a patron, sorry, but I saw you were live on YouTube. Auntie Jane, you say you're not a patron. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm trying to find out if my Patreon members were notified or not. That's all. The reason why, because see, right now I am on what they call for the live stream, I'm on I got 2 weeks to try it out before they actually charge me. So on this tryout, I'll call it, I'm only allowed to have 30-minute live stream. And that's it, 30 minutes. So I did 15, and then I ended it because nobody showed up. So I got to find out if these people are being notified or not. I'll send all the Patreon members a message, and find out what they want to do. So I'm just trying to get it set up so I can have private chat with my Patreon members. And, sometimes it takes a while to get all this stuff set up. But thanks for being here, Auntie Jane. I love the name, by the way. Auntie Jane. Remember Black Label Beer? Yeah. Remember the advertisement? Mabel, Black Label. Yeah. I remember that. They sponsored all the bowling channels on Saturday. Pabst Blue Ribbon, PBR. That was my grandpa's beer that he drank all the time. Yes, we watched The Long Ride too. Thank you, Code Guy. But I'm not getting the views at all. Usually at the end of a week, I have 2,000 views on them cart rides. I checked it today. It's been up for almost 2 weeks now, and it was like a little over 600. So there's something wrong, and I don't know what, but there is something definitely wrong. That's what these are good for right here. There's live streams here. I can let you know things that you wouldn't know if I didn't tell you. Because when you watch the video, you're probably not paying attention to the viewer count or any of that stuff. Well, I do. And so anyway, that's what I was watching. I took off work today just so I could moderate your live stream. I don't need you to moderate my live streams during the day because they ain't nothing here but good people. The kids are in school. or are they? I don't know. Maybe they're not. Where did I see that? Wait a minute. I seen something about mini golf cart again. I don't even know what a mini golf cart is. Golf cart, yes, all right. Two. Spun the. I took over here. Moderate. Mini golf cart toy. Oh, I got you. When you said mini golf cart, I thought maybe there's a new golf cart coming out in the villages I hadn't heard of. The newest one model that they've come out with, and I've made my point clear about it. But my point means nothing. It's not my money I'm spending here. You're the one spending the money. It's called the Atomic Golf Cart. That's the newest one. I hate them. I don't like them at all. I've got a neighbor's got 2 of them. One of them's a pickup truck. Now, that's kind of cool because whenever you want to go somewhere and pick something up or a neighbor down the road wants to borrow a barbecue grill, you can load this thing up with your golf cart pickup truck and take it down there to them. So I kind of like that idea. But the average atomic golf cart, I mean, I try to explain this the best that I could. And like I say, it means nothing to me. I don't care whether you buy it or whether you don't buy it. People ask my opinion. Well, my opinion is I hate them. I don't like them at all. But it ain't just that golf cart. Any golf cart that has swing doors, like a car, I don't want nothing to do with them. Because the way we park golf carts down here, I guarantee you're going to go in there and you're going to park that thing someday. If you've got swing doors, people around you are going to park like they always do. They're not looking to see what you got, whether you got doors or not. You're going to get done eating dinner or something. You're going to go out to your golf cart to get in it, and you're not going to be able to get in it because the guy next to you is a little bit too close and you can't get your door open wide enough to get in your cart. Now you're going to go inside and try to get somebody to leave their dinner to come out. See what I'm saying? That's why I don't like them. And I wouldn't have one. I know why they buy them. They're buying them because they got air conditioning. Well, as far as I know, they're all electric. And so electrics ain't what they're cracked up to be either, but just my opinion. That's all. FAA will love you giving away drones to unlicensed. Well, now wait a minute, Scott. If you don't use your drone for commercial purposes, in other words, to make money, you don't need a license. You're called a hobbyist, and there's nothing illegal about flying a drone as a hobbyist at all. But you can't fly your drone and take pictures of a house for, say, a realtor, and then that realtor pay you for that, unless you have your part, your part. What the hell is it? Part 17? No, part 71. Whatever it is. And even with that, it's kind of it's real shaky about the enforcement of it, because they say things all the time that, okay, here's an example. If you know anything about drones, one of the rules the FAA has on drones, and this, whether you're licensed or not licensed, makes no difference. You has to be in the line of sight. It doesn't say it has to be in your line of sight. So you can have a spotter a mile away and have him on walkie-talkie or telephone, and he'll tell you where your drone is and what's going on and blah, blah, blah. That's legal, right? Let me throw this one at you. Do you know what FPV is? FPV is almost like a sports car of drones. Whoops, let me hit this. Hope I didn't mess things up a little bit. I got to get all this adjusted. You wear goggles for FPV droning. So you can't see the drone, but you see everything the drone sees in the goggles because it's a camera. So you're watching everything in the goggles and you're flying 60 miles an hour through buildings, around buildings, and whatever. Is that illegal? I mean, that's the way they're built. You can't see it because you got the goggles on, but yet FAA rule says it's supposed to be in line of sight. So some of these rules are a little but you know how the government is. It's regular Bill, older than me, and you put together, and that's old. Well, I'm not going to say anything. None of us are getting any younger, especially Scott. I know it's hard to tell when you look at his videos, but God, that dude's old. He's the only guy on YouTube I know that actually puts on makeup before he does a video. Me? This is all natural beauty right here. I don't wear no makeup. Is the amenity fee standard no matter what kind of home purchased? Yes. Pretty much the amenity fee is the same all from one end to the other, even though I've heard, and I don't know how true this is, that the brand new home amenity fees are $162 now, I think, somewhere in that area, 160, 162. If you bought before all of that started down there, we're still on that stair step thing. I think our amenity fee where I'm at, and I'm not 100% sure because everybody knows me, I don't pay the bill, Sue does. I think we're around 155, 156. We're not at 162 yet. We'll get there, But if you buy a new home in Finney, you will be 162. But as far as the amenity fee goes, yeah, no matter how big your house is or how small your house is, the amenity fee has nothing to do with the house. It's all about what's here to do. That's your amenity fee has to take care of and pay to take care of, like swimming pools, sports pools, tennis courts, pickleball courts, golf courses, tons of golf courses. Got to be mowed, got to be sprayed, got to be this, got to be that. Sand traps got to be fixed. What's you got down? You got a polo, not a polo field. You guys has got a soccer field down to Finney area. It's got to be taken care of. You got regional rec centers that's got to be taken care of, maintenance wise, and all this and that. So I'm not sure exactly how far that amenity fee goes, but I know it goes a long way for all that stuff. And of all that stuff there is to see and do, once you're here and you get settled in, you'll be doing like one or two things and that's it. And then you'll be like the rest of us. You'll be sitting there going, you know, all I do is golf once a week and go to the pool once a week. Is that worth $162 a month? I mean, you got to ask yourself that question once in a while, right? Or at least I do. I do. I mean, I stay here, but you know. Could you please define spec home, price, amenities, appliances, and view? Well, I can't tell you a price. They're all over the place. Houses here go from, I'll say, 180 all the way up to over $1 million. So I can't say price. A spec home is when the developer and his company has a home built, and then he'll release it at a future date to be for sale. It's only going to be for sale through his real estate company, nobody else's, because it's a brand new home. He is not an MLS listing real estate company. So they are the only ones that can sell brand new homes. An outside company cannot do it. So they'll decide the square footage on a home. They'll decide whether it's going to be vinyl built or whether it's going to be stucco built, how big the property is going to be. Is the property going to be a corner lot or stay inside lot? They decide all that. And that determines the price of a home. And so, you know, there's no standard price of a home, but that's what a spec home is. I mean, they build it to their specs and then they put it up for sale, have a price tag on it. The price is non-negotiable on a brand new home. Take it or leave it. That's the way it is. And the appliances that's in it, that's what comes with it. A view, that'll be up to you whether you want to pay the price for a view. Now, if you want to have a custom home built, you have to jump on them lots fast. When they open up an area and the lots are for sale, that's the first lots that disappear. If they're next to it, if they got a view over a lake, a view over a pond, a view over a golf course, any of that, those views, people will sit and wait for an area to open up. And as soon as they're opened up, the real estate guy is calling them, saying they're going to be open. You want me to put you in on this lot or whatever? And those lots disappear like literally in a matter of days, gone. And then you have, I think, see, it used to be you had to start building your home within a year or you sacrificed a lot. They would sell somebody else. But somebody had sent me a thing a while back saying that down to Finney area, that's changed. It's now, I want to say 90 days. I could be wrong. You don't need to ask the realtor that, but I heard it was like 90 days. You got to start building. You can't just buy a lot and sit on it for 2 and 3 years. You can't do that. My daughter is Flat Stanley, went as far as Australia. I don't know what a Flat Stanley is. Hi from Ohio, Joanne. How are you? It's in Jan's name, and she did not get notification of Patreon. Is she a Patreon member? See, that's the thing. I mean, if I go to Patreon, just because you're on YouTube, the Patreon live stream will be for Patreon members only. So I don't know Jan's name, John. So I don't know. I don't have no idea. But let me know, because I'm going to do another live stream with Patreon. I'm going to try to advertise it the best that I can to get them on there so I can start talking to them and find out what they want. Otherwise, if I don't get some kind of feedback here, I'm probably just going to drop out of the whole thing and just not do it at all. Because it's just, I mean, I'm, it's just useless for me to go there and talk to myself. I'm looking. I fly skip. Also, be a cardboard cutout. Yeah, she's on a road. She's on a road to Las Vegas. I talked to her earlier today. She was doing a live stream from her car, and she's heading out to Las Vegas. I'm not exactly sure exactly where she is, but they're Modocking, as truckers would put it. She's a Modocking West. Melody's not on here. She's on her way to Las Vegas. She'll be gone for a couple of weeks. Luann loves the new position of the mic. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see. She just wants you to move a little more. Yeah, I can see. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. They'll say I can't. I can't even hardly get behind it. Oh, 11. It's a boy. I'm sorry. I thought my mind. I'm sorry. I got an old mind. I forget things. Yeah, it's the same thing Deb says too. Can you move closer to get behind that blue circle so we don't have to look at you? By the way, you guys, out there, when you hear Deb yakking at me like that, it's all in fun and games. Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't bother me a bit. She does that. Everybody seems to enjoy it. So I actually encourage her to keep doing it. She says, well, I don't want to make anybody mad. I said, you're not making me mad. I said, can't you do any better than that? And so I actually encourage her to keep doing it because it seems like the people that come to the live streams, they enjoy it. So anything for a laugh. I let her go. Part 107. That's it. Hey, it's called, oh my gosh, I had the name right here and I forgot it. I got mine on online. Are you taking the, Scott, are you taking the online course where they take you through all the tests and the education of it to get you prepared? My gosh, I can't even think of the name of the one I took now. There's two or three of them. The one I took was a guy, he's a pilot. He was a commercial pilot. He worked for FAA, has all these credentials. And as much as I hate studying and testing and all that, it's all done in sections. And then at the end of each section, there's these little tests you can take online. It'll grade you. And if you want to do another one, you can. And they talk about things, how some of the questions are worded and what to look out for, so on and so forth. And he guarantees that you'll pass, or, guarantees. And then you also, for the refresher courses, every 2 years, you got to take a test again. It's all part of it. So with the Ken Heron, KenHeron, that's his YouTube channel, Ken Heron. Remote Pilot 101. That's it. That was the website. And that's where I got with Jason, I want to say Stratter. Anyway, you'll see it. And he used a Ken Heron upload thing. It's on his channel. He talks about it all the time. You'll get something like a 30% or something discount. So what costs normally is like $160 to take this course. Use his discount, you get it for like 105 or something. Can't remember the exact numbers. And it's a little bit of savings, So if you're going to take the test, check that out. If you're really, really smart and you can read the book and memorize all that stuff, go for it. That's free, right? Yeah. Yeah. Does your wife put on your makeup for you when you get ready to go live? about a video on all the different style of garage door screens? There really isn't any different styles. You can get 2 times a screen, as far as I know. You can get the manual kind that slide over. I did a video on that house for sale, and that's what was on that house. If you watch that video, you'll see those. The other screens that almost 99.9% of everybody gets is the remote screens, the motorized screens. They roll up like a garage door, kind of like, but they roll up in a little tube. They're all the same. It's just a matter of color. You want to get one to match your house, that's what most of them do. If your house is brown, you get a brown screen. If your house is white, you get a white screen. And then the additional cost, if you want, no matter where you get the screen, is if you want something on the screen, like a picture of a palm tree or a picture of, say, a crane or something like that. That's custom, and they'll put that on there for you too. And then they install it. You know, that's pretty much how they are. As far as I know, there is no other kind of garage screen. If you're talking about bird cages, bird cages are made all different sizes and styles and colors depending on what it is you're wanting to bird cage, like a swimming pool. If it's a large swimming pool in a large home, then the bird cage is going to be fairly large. And that has to be attached to, most of them have to be attached to concrete. So they put concrete down before they put the bird cage down. If you're on a bird cage, say just a small section off your lanai, just so the bugs don't get into your barbecue. This is love bug season right now. They're out now. September and May is 2 months of love bug season. So if I went outside now and wanted to cook on my grill, I might have to deal with the love bugs a little bit. If I had the patio bird caged, then I wouldn't have to worry about bugs getting in. Those are just to order. You know, they'll come out and they'll look at it and they'll see what you need and they'll talk to you about it. And there's no standard bird cage. They're all made to order. Hi, Brooks. Thank you. Is there a workout facility at each of the rec centers? Not as far as I know. And most of the workout areas that are in some of the rec centers, it's a membership program. Oh, I don't even know who runs it, but I know Colony up here, not too far from me, the Colony Rec Center, Regional Rec Center. There's a workout room in there. It's for members. And I don't know if Evans Prairie down here, not Evans Prairie, I'm sorry, Eisenhower. That's a big regional rec center. I've been to the sports pool many times down there because I like to play water volleyball when I get a chance. I don't think there's a workout room in there. I just don't think there is. And over at Rohan, I've only been in that rec center once. When they first opened it up, I wanted to go look at it. And that was it. I never been in there. So I don't know if there's a workout room in there or not. I know the one down at Finney, that regional rec center down there that's got the coffee house in it and stuff. I assume that's a regional rec center. It looks like it would be. I think there's an exercise room in there. I don't know much about it, but my guess would be it's for members. You have to be a member. And that's just my guess. I know a lot of people think that everything that's in a rec center is for residents to use. And in 99.9% of the cases, that's true. But sometimes you have to be a member. And then there's also another misconception that everything here is free once you're a resident. And that's not true either. Like, okay, I'm trying to think of some examples here, and I'm really bad about this. I started the Hillsboro men's golf outing when I first moved here, and I started it to be for executive golfing only, no championships, because that's basically the free golf. Free. You got to pay $4 to drive your golf cart on it or buy the year membership, and that's what I did. It basically is free, but you got to pay the golf cart trail fee. So it's not free. But guys that were playing this thing, after a couple of years of it, they wanted to do some changes. They wanted once in a while, like once a month, they wanted to play 18 holes at a championship course. And as time went on, then they wanted to have money holes, closest to the pin, the longest putt made, the longest drive, that kind of stuff. So yeah, even though the golfer residents there we still got to pay to play championship golf. Even if you have a priority pass, you pay cheaper price, but you're still going to pay to play championship golf. And then if you wanted to play the games, you didn't have to, but if you did, it may cost you another $10 or $15 a person to throw it into the till to pay for the closest putt, or longest putt made, the longest drive. That golfers, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit. There's a class here, a glass fusion, where they melt glass and make things, and there's a waiting list to get in that. It's not free. You have to have certain things. You have to buy certain things to even do that class. And I don't know if there's a monthly fee to go to the meetings or not. I don't know. But yeah, there's always a cost for a lot of things. No, that's not. You could go to the pickleball course and you can play all day long for free. You can play bocce ball. You can go to pools. You can go sports pools for free. All that stuff. But not everything is 100% free. Yeah, there are walking trails. Thanks for reminding me, Scott, because I forgot about that. There are walking trails. All walking trails are free to residents also. And I do know that up at the historical area, Sue and Deb's done video on that. And I think down in the Finney area, one of the walking trails down there, maybe more than one, they have exercise equipment outside that's along the walking trail. So you can walk and come to I don't know what they got down there, but equipment, and then you're free to use those. But the ones that's inside, uh, generally speaking, there's a membership involved with that. Remote Pilot 101. Okay, cool. Been years since college. So rusty. I know. And that's the thing when you get older is, well, it's the book learning. The book learning. I get it up in the old noggin up here. It rattles around a little bit, and then it kind of falls out the other side. And I done forgot what I read. I'm sorry. Sorry to all you hillbillies. I'm sorry. Have you ever done any trips to the village? Travel? Yes. I went to, I forget, over to Tampa, some big center thing over there, but big Coliseum. We went over and seen Jeff Dunham and his puppet show over there. And then they took us over to Strawberry Festival at Plant City. So that must have been about in February. That's usually when the strawberry festivals are. Seems to me I'd done another one once, and I can't remember where we went. Sue and Deb's done quite a few of them. They do long ones, they do short ones. And Sue and Deb like the short ones, like a 1 day or 2 hours out, 2 hours back. They went to Amelia Island, I think, on one. They went to one that was it went on a big trip, and it stopped at all these different consignment stores. And you got out and went in, and when you went in a consignment store, they had free wine and cheese and things like that for you. I told Sue, I said, by the time you get to the third or fourth store, everybody's half snockered, But yeah, they do all these little things. I've done one or two. They're cool. I mean, it's just a typical bus trip. I be honest with you, I'm not big on bus trips. I'm just not. I like to be able to stop when I want to stop. I like to be able to just go when I want to go. And when you're on a bus trip, you're on a regiment. And let me tell you about some of these buses. If you have any kind of an issue, let me put it this way, issue, you may want to double check on that bus trip, and don't be afraid to ask a point blank question and be very clear about it so they know exactly what you're saying. Make sure the restrooms are good on the bus. They are open for a number 1 and a number 2, because there are a lot of these buses here. They take you on a trip and then they tell you it's for number 1 only. And the number 2 has been shut off. So if you have any kind of an issue, make sure that you're covered. Did I say that right? You understand? Hi, Virginia. How are you? The love bug so far is nothing. I seen a couple of them yesterday. We went up to the camper to get a couple things out of it. I was outside a while ago trimming bushes. I haven't raked the leaves up yet. These privacy bushes are all well and good. They're nice, give you a little privacy between you and your neighbor and all that kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about. But you think down here in the sand, you think, boy, these things probably don't grow that fast. So I'm not worrying about it. I'll trim them once a year. We're probably good to go. Wrong. I've trimmed these bushes back here, I bet you 4 times already this year. And when you trim them, you have to rake everything up and put them in a brown bag for recycle yard waste to take them. So, I mean, it's an effort and it's 110 degrees out there. So I got them trimmed. Everything now is probably all wrinkled up. I got it raked up in a pile, but I haven't went out and put them in the bag yet. The bag's out there. So I'm in here, drinking my Yingling beer and I'm resting up, getting ready to go back out there. But as far as the love bugs go, it's not bad so far. Not here. I mean, I can't speak for everywhere, but not here. I enjoyed your golf cart ride videos. I have visited villages, and the golf courses are great. I am only 54. Have a year to wait. You don't have to wait a year. You can buy a house here at 54. At 55 plus rule, I'm not sure how the villages enacts that. I mean, it's just all over the place. It's one of my big complaints here. Is how that I've been to other places where they tell me 55, one of these got to be 55 in order to buy, period. That's it. And here, I don't know, man. I have no answer for you. It's just goofy. Here in PA, love bug means I understand. Right? I understand. Did you see many walking around during the day? They all go out early in the morning, Gracie or Grace. I guess I'm saying it right. Is it Grace or Gracie? I'll say Grace. Yeah, everything's early in the morning and basically later in the evening. During the day, especially now when it's really, really hot, it's all about cars and air conditioning. And they all park as close as they can to the front door. And then yeah. But you kind of get used to the heat. You get acclimated. Don't get me wrong. It isn't like you go outside and you're like, oh, I got to go back in the house. I can't stand it. And in that, if you're basically healthy, it's not that bad. It's only when you go out there and if you like to do yard work, you're going to do a little bit and you're going to go in the house. Then you're going to go out and do a little bit more and then you're going to go in the house. So it's that. But Sue and them's out now. They have the car. They'll go from here to there and do whatever they do during the day. Early in the morning, she gets up at 5 in the morning and goes walking. She walks, I want to say 4 miles, 2 miles out and 2 miles back. And and that's when people walk their dogs too. Early in the morning, they'll go out and they'll be walking their dogs in their house coats and stuff. And dog take a pee, And then later this evening, they'll be out walking up and down the road with their dogs and stuff and chitter chattering with each other. And they just kind of do it in the cool of the evening. I suppose if your dog needs to go out in the middle of the day, you just kind of jump out there real quick and try to get them to hurry up and go back in the house because it gets hot, very hot. I have a walk in my backyard and I hate it. How soon do you suggest I wait to resell my home? Bought it in Well, I don't know if you're down in the Finney area, Virginia, I don't know what the rules are there, that district. You'll probably have to call and ask about that, your district rules. Here, when I bought here, I'm in District 10. And our rule here was you could not resell a home for 1 year. You had to keep the house for 1 year before you could resell it. To be honest with you, I don't know how they enforce that. And I also don't know if that's the rule down there. And I don't know if that rule's been changed. So it's something that you may want to hang on to. Other than that, I will say that the more they build down there, the more your house is going to be worth. It's just the way it works. So the longer you can hang on to it, the more likely you are to walk away with a little bit of cash in your pocket. And I've been an open book about that. of some of the reasons why. When we bought our first patio villa, everybody knows I paid $130,000 cash for it. It was used. It had a $6,000 bond is all it had. I did not pay the bond off because I knew I was going to resell the house when I retired. So I kept it for like 3 years. I rented it out January, February, and March. I rented it out in October, and then I rented it out. That's it. Because November and December, sometimes we came down on vacations. And that was it. I made enough money off that rent. It paid everything all year long. And we had a little money left over to upgrade things at the end of the year, like maybe some new carpeting, whatever. I kept it for 3 years, and then I retired, came down here. We bought this house. I put that house up for sale, and I sold it for $182 after 3 years, minus real estate fees. You have to figure that in. Most real estate charges what, like 5%, 6%. It was 6%. But I went through the Village's real estate company to resell. By doing that, you get a 1% kickback. So if you sell a house in the Villages through their real estate company and buy a house in the Villages through the real estate company, it's 1% kickback. So the real estate person came to my front door like 3 days after we closed on this one and handed me a check, which is nice. So you have to figure all that in. So in 3 years, I made, what did I make? Roughly, give or take, 50, give or take, minus real estate fees. And we bought this place. And I've been here 6 years. And if you watch any of my videos, I paid $221 for it. We bought this place. And the other day, I was told by a couple of real estate people, I'm not going to put the place up for sale. I'm not even trying to sell it. But we were just talking about houses and what they're getting out of them now and so on. So we were just talking. That's all we were doing. And the guy told me, he said, well, your house is worth $300 now. I said, oh, it's not either. I said, yeah, it is. So I talked to a couple other people, and they said, oh, yeah, no doubt. With the upgrades you put in the house and everything, it's probably worth $300. So I've been here 6 years, and I bought it for $221. We've done some upgrades, and now it's worth $300. So that's what happens. The more they build down in the Finney area, the more it expands. That's why the square is really kind of important, to get some kind of an entertainment center down there, going shopping down there, restaurants, more restaurants, grocery stores. Once all that starts developing, your price of your house keeps going up and up and up and up and up because of that. And especially during the location, if you're located in a really good spot close to a lot of that stuff, you should be able to walk away with a little bit of money in your pocket. Okay, let me see. Hang on, Virginia. Just hang on. Don't jump really quick. I mean, you might as well make some money while you got it. Let me back up here. Wall. Oh, you got a wall. Okay, I got you. If we move to the Villages, I will miss my shoe fly pie. What is that? Oh, let me just say real quick, the SOS you're talking about. Yeah, my grandpa made that all the time from World War I. That's what they had a lot. And he used to make it at home. And I'm not exactly sure what the meat was. Nothing fancy, that's for sure. And gravy, and he put his, I liked it on biscuits, but Grandpa used to take just regular white bread and tear it up in a pile. And then he would just pour it over top of the bread when it was tore up. I know it's supposed to be on flat bread, but he just tear the bread up. Until this day, I kind of like it. I don't get it very often because Sue really doesn't know how to make it, and it isn't something you can really buy in every restaurant. That's it. Cream chip beef. You're right. That's it. Now I see that. That's right. And I haven't had it in years, and I kind of like it. But I'm a cheap date. I always have been. I like to eat. I'm not real picky about it. I'm really not. People are always saying, hey, what do you want to eat? I don't care. And I really mean it. Other than raw stuff, I won't eat anything raw. I'm not eating raw oysters. I'm not going to eat a steak medium rare. That ain't me. I don't say anything wrong with it. It just ain't me. I'll eat a steak, but the best, it'll be medium well. It's got to be done. I just can't eat the blood stuff. No, that ain't me. Tamarind Grove. I know where that is. You're not too far from me. I'm in Hillsboro. It's just down the road a little ways. I don't know how long you've been there, but if you've been there for, let's say, if you've been there for 4 or 5 years, you'll be able to walk away with a little bit of money. And so, if you're comfortable with that, sell now. Oh no, did you buy it pre-owned? If you bought it pre-owned, then that 1 year thing there doesn't apply to you. It only applies to the person that bought the home new. I should have made myself clear on that. I'm sorry. I think it's 1 year all over the villages. Yeah, for brand new homes. But if you buy a pre-owned home, I don't think that rule applies to you. Barbara Ebner says she received her mud. Had my cup of coffee with Sue this morning. Thanks. Looking forward to the next live show. I'm working on it. We already got a guest. For you guys that don't know, when the Wednesday night live show comes up this month, if you saw the one where we had the Medicare and Social Security and insurance expert on, we had so many questions for that guy. I couldn't keep him on all day long, so we had to let him go. And I asked him if he'd come back on a second show, and he said he would. So he actually sent me an email about 2 or 3 weeks ago saying that in October, that's when a lot of the snowbirds start coming back. And he said he wanted to do a follow-up show in September for anybody that may have questions coming up for the winter, if you're coming down, maybe to buy or whatever, that he'd like to do a follow-up show in September, because in October, November, December, and the rest of winter, he would probably be buried in work and he wouldn't be able to do it. I said, absolutely, no problem at all. So just so anybody out there knows, if you got any Medicare questions, insurance questions, Florida medical stuff questions, come to this show. Craig Morrison is going to be on it, and he'll have your answers. He's very, very knowledgeable. I hope you enjoyed your mug. You had coffee with Sue this morning. What did Sue do this morning? Did I miss something? Because her videos don't come out till Thursday. You can sell within a year at the price you bought. Okay. And the improvements as long as you have receipts. Okay. We have a sale in Monarch Grove listed prior to 1 year. I got you. They're saying here, it says you can sell within the year. Of course, so you got a pre-owned home. Like I said, I don't think the rule applies to you, but just for other people out there, if you bought a brand new home, it says you can sell within the year at the price you bought and the improvements as long as you have receipts. There's one down there for sale now. It's that way. So there you go. No, what they're telling you is you can't make any money. Is there a way you can get a copy of DCNR? What is that? Man, I must be really getting old. Get a copy of DC. I don't know what a DC is. District what? You're looking for rules. District. Yeah, they're all online. Sorry, DCR. From the ARC, VCDD, and district. You talking about district rules? Yeah, they're all online. We gave that address out on one of my videos. www.thevillages.gov, I think it is. And off to the left there's a whole things to click on. And yeah, I forget which one it is. I might do a video to show how to do that again. And then it'll have a whole list of districts, 1, 2, 3, all the way down to, I'm not even sure where they're at now, district 12, 13, 14. And yeah, you click on them and it'll open up and you can print them off. Absolutely. You can get copies of every district right there. District.gov, the villages district.gov, villages.district, something like that. I'll try to find that. Somebody says they are still doing the 1% rebate of selling via the village real estate. You're good. I didn't know that when I sold my first house. When she showed up handing me a check, I actually asked her, "What's this for?" I thought they misfigured something. And then she told me about it. I said, first I'd ever heard of it. The for sale market is great right now. Good. They say that the wintertime when the snowbirds are down here is the best time to sell. I'm not sure I 100% agree with that. I understand the logic there, but I got to tell you, I'm really not sure I actually agree with that. When we had Ira Miller on, which is probably one of the most well-known real estate people here outside the villages, and he said the same thing, that um, I'm not going to say that the winter's not a little better, maybe as far as the market goes, because they are here, but there's an awful lot of homes being sold in the summer. Lots and lots of open houses. So I think whether you do it in the summer or the winter doesn't really make that much difference. Thanks for all your info. No problem. That's why I do the channel. Hey Skip, what's the senior special for today? Are you talking about this? I know I got it on manual. Like, you talking about that? Yeah. I'm almost done. But I'm going to end this here in a minute. Eric, out of curiosity, because I don't know, because everybody uses different names on different platforms. Are you a Patreon member? I'm just asking. I don't care if you are, whether you're not. If you're a Patreon member, I got something to tell you. But if you're not, then it doesn't really make no difference. Average price increase on villages homes. I was told that over the last 20 years or something like that, that the average home has been increasing in price around 5 to 7% a year. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't know that for 100% facts. I can only tell you that I did okay. I'm still doing okay. And most people I know that has homes here, even as investment properties, just in the value of the homes themselves, they're doing okay. I think that right now, as far as something you could count on, is better than the stock market. I'm going to say probably, see, $200,000 house, 5% means 210 after 1 year. I think I'm doing better than that, than 5%. I bought it at 221 6 years ago, and it's worth 3 now. Do the math. And I'm just a guy. I mean, I didn't do anything special. We did some upgrades, took carpet out, put laminate flooring in, took the tile floor out in the bathroom, all the wet areas, and put real tile, had it put in. Other than that, a little landscaping here and there over time, nothing big. The next big expense, I think, probably was we enclosed the lanai, had the sliding doors, put glass doors all the way around, ceiling to floor, so we could open it up. Anyway, that whole thing was around $6,000, I think. And so, I never really understood everything about what is better as far as investment compared to others. Like, what I'm getting at is painting your garage floor. Do you get a return on that better than you would on, say, replacing the carpet in the house? I don't have all them facts. I just know we got to live here, and we did what we wanted to do for us. And I'm sure when the time comes we want to sell, with the way things are now and the way things are going, right now we wouldn't have a problem. I could probably sell it within, according to Ira, I could probably sell it within 3 or 4 days. So, the secret is you have to have a reasonable price. Some people think their house is worth $1 million. You're going to hear that a lot down here. And you might ask them, why is this house worth that much? Because they always have something special to them. So we had one guy told us that he had so much for his house, and I knew it wasn't worth it. And it's none of my business. And so I'm not going to insult nobody. I said, oh, yeah. What makes your house worth that much? Because I know I can buy this house elsewhere for $50,000 less than yours. And because, come on, I'll show you my view. Okay, let me see your view. We go out in the backyard, right? If you bent to the right and look to these houses, there's 2 houses there. If you look in between these 2 houses, you got a peak of the golf course. That was the view that he thought was worth $50,000. You'll run into that. So, what can I tell you? It's just some of that thing that that sometimes people just think they have something special. And as long as they think they got something special and they're living there, that's wonderful. But it may not be special to other people. And so just kind of, just now remember on a pre-owned home, you can put in an offer. It's only on the brand new homes that it's take it or leave it. Brooks A. Oh, you didn't have to give me anything, Brooks. I appreciate it though.
Stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers. I like stickers. Yes, I do.
Thank you, Brooks.
Stickers.
Thank you, Brooks. I appreciate it. You have anything? I usually do these pop-up things just to talk, find out what everybody's doing. The stickers and things. Now, I do go for the stickers and stuff for a Wednesday night live show for the stuff we give away. But trust me, your $4.99 sticker there will go into the till to buy, well, right now, more pink coffee cups because it seems like everybody wants a pink coffee cup. Brooks A says, Skip, do you think new and used home sales in villages will be impacted if the inside activities at the rec centers remain closed till next summer or beyond? I don't think so, because basically the villages is known for two things. Basically, it's known for free entertainment at the squares. We have 3 of them right now, and people go down there for that. Those are closed as of now. We have a sneaky suspicion they're getting ready to open them because there's been some activities at all the squares. That's just sneaky activity that we think may be happening, but nobody really knows. But it does look like maybe there's something going on. The other thing that they're noted for is golf. Tons and tons and tons of golf here. And they've never been closed. The golfs are open. The restaurants at the country clubs are open. Now they're restrictive. You have to wear a mask going through the country club, and outside the tables are spread far apart, and you can take your mask off when you get out there at your table. Yeah, I can live with that. But those have been open. I don't think they've ever been closed. If they have, they were closed at a very short time and then reopened again. And as of right now, as far as I know, all swimming pools are open. They ask you to respect the distancing thing. And if you don't know what that means, is our neighborhood pools here are well known for people getting together, and they stand out in the pool in a big circle and they talk, they gossip, and they're asking you not to do that. Once again, how they enforce it, I don't know. But yeah, basically things are really not that bad right now. And I can't speak for the rec centers inside. I haven't been to one in a long time. Our neighborhood rec center where the pool tables and things are at, I don't know if they're open or closed. I wish I could tell you. I'm sorry. I'll have to find that out, I guess, but I just don't know. Activities at the Eisenhower Center, those rooms in there are pretty much always reserved by the local residents of the villages and their activities. In other words, like if we have a Corvette club, they might reserve a room for a certain day of the month because we have our Corvette club meeting every month on that day at that time in that room. And depending on how large your club is how large the room you're going to need. And for residents, those rooms are free to have for your meetings. We used to have our neighborhood, I don't know what you call it. I'll call it a chip-in dinner. Social, that's what it was, at the Manatee Rec Center at a certain day of the month, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, till 7, something like that. And we had the Manatee room, and we had our social there. Well, in the wintertime, that changes to a bigger room over in Eisenhower. We have our social there on the same day every month because the snowbirds are here. We need a bigger room. And so that's what those rooms are for, basically, is for the residents and their activities. But no, I don't think it's going to affect the homes at all because everybody knows this is all temporary. We all know that this coronavirus thing is probably being spurred by political stuff that's stupid. He said, she said, he did, he didn't. I mean, it's just been dragging on. And it's an important thing that needs to be addressed, but it's not going to last forever. It's just a matter of time that they get this thing in control. And then things gradually will go back to normal. It'll never go away. I'm convinced of that. We are now going to have to go in and get our yearly COVID shot, just like a flu shot. It's just a matter of time. And it's something we'll have to do now all the time I hate to say that, but that's what I believe. I'm not a doctor. I don't know any of this. It's my belief. It's here. It's here to stay. It's never going to go away. So the home sales here, as long as there's a demand, as long as the baby boomers are still retiring, the demand is there and the home prices will stay. Okay, you're not a member. Okay, Eric, thank you very much. Appreciate it. By the way, what exit number do you live by? I keep forgetting. I keep picking on them New Jersey people about that. I'm gonna have to stop because they're gonna get mad. Okay, I'm glad you found the information. Was it expensive to replace all that tile and carpet? I'd like to do that if I don't sell. You know, Virginia, you really need to talk to Sue when she's on here. Be honest with you, she's the one that wanted to get rid of the carpet. I personally like the carpet in the bedrooms. There's just something about getting out of bed on a nice, soft, maybe it's because I'm from the north. I don't know. And one day I came home and I seen all this carpet laying out front in the driveway, and there was a truck in the driveway, and there was a person in here tearing it out. She just does what she wants to do. She had Roberto's Flooring. We've used him before. He's fair priced. They do excellent work. Matter of fact, the old man will come in here when they're done. He inspects everything, makes sure it's done right. And they did exactly what I wanted. What did it cost? I told Sue I didn't want to know. I did. And on the tile floor, it was all one price. She had to go pick the tile out. They already did all, they come out and do the measuring. They already did all that. And then they asked little things like how you want it put in, that kind of things. One of the requests I had was I wanted all the baseboard molding taken off. I wanted the tile floor put in. Then I wanted the baseboard molding put back on and then repainted so it all looked brand new again. That's what I wanted. Well, for the baseboard molding taken off and put on in all the rooms, they charged an extra $150 for that. So they add that on top of the price of the tile. I don't know what the tile cost. I don't know what the labor cost for them to put it in. It took them probably 4 or 5 days to do all this. I didn't have to do anything. They do everything. They move the furniture out. They move the refrigerator out. They put it back in when they're done. You don't have to do anything. And what it cost, I don't know. So when Sue's videos come up on Thursday, that's really the best time to put a comment on there. Say, hey, Sue, how much did this or that or who done it? Because she knows on Thursday, her and Deb, when they put that video up, I do it for them. But when I put the video up, I've told them both, you need to watch them comments because I don't go to her videos and mess with any of the comments. Those are basically hers and hers to do with. So that's what I would do. I'd ask her. Homemade higher rate, skips home, made higher rate of return because, yeah, superstar. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I lived here. That makes a house worth more money right away. Who did use Roberto's Flooring? He's got 2 or 3 places now. He's really grown a lot in business. We've had a lot of our subscribers go to it. He's told us that. So a lot of your subscribers has called and everything because of our recommendations. And so he's growing a lot. I skip on the road going Indianapolis, head St. Louis. Somebody's going to Indianapolis and heading to St. Louis, I guess. Jay, well, be careful out there, bud. Are you going home from the holidays? Is that it? Be careful, man. Highways are just getting to be brutal anymore. Yeah, Philly just started tours. Yeah, I hear you guys. Yeah. You know, one of these days, I thought an idea I had for a Wednesday night live show is to get all the different YouTubers, and there's quite a few of them anymore. When I came here, there was just a handful. There wasn't very many. And I think I was really the only one there for a long time that was putting them up 5 days a week. I put videos on 5 days a week for like 2 or 3 years. That'll wear you out. And then there's some other people that started doing a lot of different things. But I've thought about, let me see if you think any of this is even worth mentioning. I thought about getting a hold of 2 or 3 of the different YouTubers around the villages on a Wednesday night live show, put us all on there so you guys could ask questions to each and every one of them about why, when, where, how, anything you wanted to ask. I thought that might be an interesting show if they were willing to do that. And some of these people may not be willing to do it. It's amazing as how many YouTubers have a channel and they do what they do, but then when you want to bring them on your show, they're kind of shy about that. A lot of them will have a channel, but they don't never show their face. It's always, they just walk and talk and you never see that person. So they kind of hide behind the camera. So the idea of them putting their face on a show, I'm not sure they want to do that. So Eric lives off exit 160. Yeah, you're right. That rings a bell. I can never remember. I think this is the floor video. That's awesome. That could be. I can't keep track of all them videos and stuff. Happy wife, happy life. You're exactly right, David Dempsey. Exactly right. Yane. Or it's actually, I found out the other day, her name is not Yane. It's actually, in her country, it's pronounced Janae. You left too early. Tom called me and said that air conditioning part may not be in till the end of the month. Exit 160 off the GSP. See, like I know what the GSP is. Let me guess here. GSP something Parkway, State Parkway, Green something Parkway. Last time I was in New Jersey, I'm not even sure what highway I was on, but I can tell you this. I was going to Bronx, New York. I didn't want to go there. It was one of them I kind of got forced to go. I hate it. I hate that. I hate that whole area up there. The toll roads and traffic. Oh my God. So anyway, I knew what exit. This is back before GPS. So I had directions and I knew I needed to get off at a certain exit. I forget what exit it was to get off the New Jersey Turnpike. I think I was on to go over to the GW Bridge. Well, I saw the exit, but what I wasn't used to being a Midwesterner was all the exits are on the other side of that brick wall over there. And I'm over here and I can't get over there. And now I'm lost and I have to somehow get off, go across the bridge, turn around and come back and try to get, and by the time I got out of Bronx or wherever I went over there, I had somebody jump up on the front of my truck, spit on the windshield and try to wipe the bugs off, and he made it worse. Had to spend a night there, and that night, the guy that was in the truck next to me got accosted. He was in the parking lot walking somewhere, and somebody jumped him. And I left the next day to get my load and get out of there. And when I left, I told my dispatcher at that time, I said, I'm never going back over there ever again. Then people in New York and stuff can starve to death. I'm never going back over there again because it's a nightmare over there. And I think I ended up spending something like, I want to say $90. Now I'm going back in the 80s. I spent something like $90 out of my pocket in toll road money. So I thought that was crazy. Hey, Dave, I've told all the people here, that one, there's another one, the Village's newcomers. They have to email me. That's the only secret to this whole thing. They have to email me. And for some reason, the Village newcomers won't email me. I don't know why. So I just let it go. I don't worry about it because I know they have my subscribers are also subscribed to their channel. And I know one of my subscribers sent him a letter or an email and said, you know, he should email me and then I can get back with him. And there's a reason why I have to have the email. I'm not trying to be a dick. It's the software I got here. I have to be emailed and they don't understand. And so, you know, that's okay. I mean, even Ira understood and he's older than dirt. I like to see collab videos. Collab WNL would be a great show, in my opinion. Hey, I might even have you on, Scott, for a collab. You got a YouTube channel. Your wife's got a YouTube channel. See, a lot of these people might be interested in YouTube stuff. how do you get started? What equipment do you need? How do you download? And how do you edit? What editor do you use? And how hard is it to upload to YouTube? And all these questions, and everybody's got their own idea. I mean, I have my editors, what I use, and I think you use a total different editor than I do, because I see some of the things you do, and I'm pretty sure I can't do them. And I'm pretty sure probably some of the things that I'm doing, you probably can't do either. So it's just, just different questions for different people. They might have questions about one of my videos. Somebody might have a question about one of yours. Oh, Garden State Parkway. Okay. Another thing too about some of these YouTubers here that I've noticed, I don't know how to describe it. They just kind of get, I'm going to say uppity, but that's not the right word really. They just kind of get to the point where I got more subscribers than you got. Why should I come to your channel? Kind of thing. But anyway, so I don't chase people around. I just simply say, if you want to, email me. And if you don't, then that's it. I can't do anything about it. Even Melody, when I started the BNL show, I was talking to her on the phone because I have her number, and asked her if she'd be interested in co-hosting it for me. And she just thought it was a great idea. I never asked her anything at all about her subscribers. She never asked me anything at all about mine. We just thought it'd be a fun thing to do. And, so that's why we just decided to do it. I said, well, you'll have to email me, Melody, on my, when I'm on, so I can bring you in. Once I bring you in once, I'm good from that point on. And she did. Ira did. Craig Morrison did. Zach, he did. Everybody does. But a lot of these people, they just won't do it. I don't know why. That's fine. Yeah, you're right, WrestleMania. WrestleMania says he's game to do another collab on a Wednesday Night Live show. Said that he'll have to go out and get more makeup. You better, next time you do, you better ask your wife if she knows how to put it on. I'm going to get out of here. This has been long enough. I just started to get on here just to find out my Patreon members are on here. And here I am, 2 hours later? Yep, 2 hours later, and I'm still rambling. Brooks A., thanks for the super chat. Wasn't necessary. Everybody else, bring those super chats to the Wednesday Night Live show. That's where they really count. But I do appreciate them. But anytime I get them, just know that all that money goes to buying prizes for the Wednesday Night Live show that we give away to you. With that being said, let me just say thank you, and where we at? Thank you.